The ADR is also able to help with validating data to check that it is of the correct format for the model to use. So this will help avoid some errors when you load the data into the model. You'll notice that for most of the resources in your inputs UNAIDS estimates package, you'll get a data validation badge next to it. And what we're looking for is a nice long line of healthy green validation badges. These badges will turn red if there is a failure or gray if there is an error. The only file that isn't being validated is the Spectrum file. So don't worry if your Spectrum file doesn't have a validation badge next to it. I'm just going to upload that now so that that's nice and clear. Let's say that I have some ART data. I've not yet added this ART data, so I'm going to add this now. I've actually pre-prepared some broken ART data, and I'm going to add that. What you'll find is initially you'll get a validation unknown badge next to it. That's because the validation is still happening in the background, and this will change to green or red upon a page refresh once the validation is complete. So the validation of that ART file is now complete after refreshing the page, and we can see that it is invalid. You can click on these validation badges and it will give you a validation report. This is what a validation report looks like. All the errors are grouped according to their types, and then you can expand these errors and see where the problems occur. So for instance, we have a minimum constraint error here, and it says in the error message, the value -608 in row 16, column 6 does not conform to the minimum constraint of 0. And that's because ART current, here the number of people currently on ART can never be a negative number. Of course, that makes sense. It actually tells you exactly where the problem is, row 16, column 6, and it shows you in a little mini table what the value is and what the rest of the row looks like. So that's hopefully nice and simple. Same with this one at the bottom. It's a required constraint. It's telling us that column 5 is a required field, but row 137 has no value. So calendar quarter, we need to have a calendar quarter specified, but row 137 has no value. The other thing to look out for are these area ID errors. So each row in your ART ANC survey population data should have an area ID that is taken from your geographic data input. And you can see here that the area ID in row 43 is MWI 507 and then blah, clearly something that's wrong. These area IDs should all match exactly to area IDs from your geographic data here. We can view the data as a table by clicking on Data Explorer, and you'll see that all the area IDs are defined here in the area ID column. So I have actually fixed these issues in a pre-prepared file. I can edit that file by clicking Edit, remove the file, upload, and I can select the finalized file, update the resource, and we get a data unknown badge again because it's validating. But if we reload, that has now changed to valid, and that's what we want to see, a nice green badge. And you should get green badges for every file in the package except for the Spectrum file, which is without a validation badge at all. I hope that's all nice and clear. Any questions, do let us know.